Jim, I've heard from the hurricane forecasting folks that this could be a doozy of a year. Are you hearing the same thing? I know you're worried.
Actually, not, Erin. I'm hearing average to above average.
Okay.
But it really only takes one. It doesn't matter what the predictions are. They do say 4 major hurricanes, and by major they mean Category 3, 110, 115 mile an hour max winds. Rita and Katrina were only Category 3 hurricanes with 110, 115 mile an hour winds when they made landfall in Cameron, and in Katrina's case at the state line, Mississippi-Louisiana state line. So it's scary, but it's where we live. We love it here. And up here in North Louisiana, it's a real threat. Gustav in 2008 came ashore in Houma, went through Baton Rouge, did record-setting wind losses in the Baton Rouge area, and then brought 2 days of 10-plus inches of rain, back-to-back days, to Alexandria and Monroe, flooding out hundreds of homes as it made its way through North Louisiana. So that's why I'm here.
Did I see there have been changes, and you would know, obviously, in because I know that you, every time you come in, you preach flood insurance. If it's not mandated where you live, it's still, and believe me, it is, because I've got it. It's the best insurance buy there is, and you just preach, get flood insurance.
Absolutely. In the past 2 years, we have had 56 of our 64 parishes declared disaster parishes by the president because of flooding events. Many of them in the northwest corner of the state, Sabine River, Red River, overflowing its boundaries. 56 of the 64. Of those 56, 14 had it twice declared disaster areas. We benefit from the program. Since 1978, the National Flood Insurance Program has paid Louisiana property owners $19 billion. The next 3 most benefited states in America, New York, New Jersey, Superstorm Sandy, and Texas, have each collected $6 billion. We've collected more than the 3 of them put together.
Pardon me, it's cheaper than hell.
Oh, it is dirt cheap, $600, $700 a year on average, statewide. And if you're in a low flood zone, it can be low risk area. It can be $40 or $50 a month, but you're still at risk. 25% of the claims they pay nationwide, like the Grand Ole Opry in downtown Nashville, are paid on low risk properties that happen to have flood insurance in place. So,
we had 2 summers ago, we had record flooding here. Red River was impacted. Is it unusual, and we're heading into the summer, unusual to have that kind of flooding in the summertime?
It is unusual. It is off the charts 2-year period that we in Louisiana have experienced, and with it comes take up of the program. When Katrina hit 11 years ago, there were 380,000 flood policies in Louisiana. After those images of Cameron, Calcasieu, Orleans, Jefferson parishes from Rita and Katrina, that ballooned up to 495,000 policies. But in the 10 years after that, memories faded, people got complacent. We'll spend the money on something else. It went back down to 450. After Baton Rouge, Lafayette last year, it's now back up to 490. Statewide, 1/4 of residences have flood insurance in place. In Orleans, Jefferson, St. Bernard, and Plaquemine, it's 45%. In Baton Rouge, it's back up to 23%, but it was only 13% when they flooded last year. And in Shreveport, Caddo is 5%. Bossier's 11%.
Bluntly put, I'm not trying to sell flood insurance for the government, but if you don't have it and you get hit, it's, as the saying goes, you're not doing your neighbors any favors. You're literally putting the burden on your community.
Not only are you doing that, and you certainly are doing that, but what you are risking is whatever your equity is in your home. Because, yes, they do come in and declare a disaster parish 56 out of 64. And what that means, what that brings with it, is a little bit of money to stabilize you, to pay for the gutting or whatever, and then a low-interest SBA loan that takes all the equity plus out of your home to repair, to do the $40,000 or $50,000 or $60,000 repair that it takes.
And bluntly put, if you don't have that insurance, you're last in line, right?
You're last in line. You got to wait on the disaster money. The contractors and their storm chasers that follow these events all over America, they rip off people. They head out of town. It just really makes so much sense. It, as I say, is the best insurance by any property owner anywhere in the state can make. And also, I want to add, on your homeowner's policy, know what your coverage is and what it's not. Name storm deductible, hurricane deductible, wind and hail, different companies call it different things. But now 40% of the policies in Louisiana come with a 5% name storm deductible. That's not 5% of your damage or your claim. It's 5% of your insured value. Typically $150,000, $200,000, 5% of $200,000. You're out of pocket $10,000 before your homeowner's policy kicks in for hurricane damage.
With our last minute here, I'm going to throw you in another direction because I know you like to talk about this. Auto insurance rates. Are you making some headway?
No.
Our rates are horrible.
They are horrible. We're third highest in America. We've always been top 10 in America for as long as I've been doing this, back to the 90s. It's a big challenge. Claims to litigation is our big issue with that. But of late, our rate increases are similar, almost identical to every other state, and they're significant. 3 things. Distracted driving, huge. Highway deaths nationwide are at record levels, increasing each of the last 3 years. National Transportation data, Louisiana State Police data, record increases. Number 2, cheap gas. At first, I was a bit dismissive of that, but the cheaper the gas, the more the miles, the more the miles, the more the accidents, the more the claims, etc.
You know, people always say, it's not our fault. Shreveport, Bossier, Northwest Louisiana, we're just paying for those crazy drivers down in New Orleans.
Not at all.
Is that true?
Not at all. Your rates are set by the company's loss experience in your zip code. It varies from zip code to zip code. Third factor, cost of repairs, through the roof. Sophisticated mirrors that cost $500 each.
Oh, yeah.
Backup cameras, warning systems, all that stuff costs thousands of dollars if you have a minor accident and they are damaged and have to be replaced.